Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Man United players said to have grown tired of Jadon Sancho. Manchester United star Jadon Sancho is not only facing a battle to regain Erik Ten Hag's trust, but also the confidence of his teammates. After Sunday's 3-1 defeat against Arsenal at the Emirates, Ten Hag was questioned by reporters about why Sancho was not part of the travelling squad. The United boss simply stated that the Englishman did not meet the levels required of him during training, and so a decision was taken to leave him at home. However, Sancho took to X, formerly Twitter, and issued a strongly worded message denying Ten Hag's claims. The 23-year-old also said that he had been made a scapegoat for a long time during his tenure at Old Trafford. He alluded to there being other reasons for his omission from the squad besides the one Ten Hag publicly gave to the media. According to ESPN's Mark Ogden, Sancho's move to put out the rebuttal did not go down well with his teammates, who have also grown exasperated by his actions. He said, Jadon Sancho is facing a battle to regain the support of his Manchester United teammates as well as manager Erik Ten Hag following his angry reaction to being dropped for the Premier League defeat at Arsenal, a source has told ESPN. One source had told ESPN that there is little sympathy for Sancho inside the United dressing room, saying the players have had enough of him. Sources have said that the players accept and respect Ten Hag's firm approach because it applies without exceptions to squad members, regardless of their status, and that Sancho's reaction has gone down badly within the dressing room, although a source has said that it was not greeted with surprise. As per Ogden, the United forward's training performances and his demeanour around the club have led to him becoming a peripheral figure in the eyes of Ten Hag and his coaching staff. Since his arrival at United in the summer of 2021, Sancho has scored 12 goals in 82 first-team appearances for the 20-time English champions. Sofyan Amrabat pulls out of Morocco squad due to injury. Manchester United summer signing Sofyan Amrabat has reportedly pulled out of the Morocco squad due to an injury issue. The 27-year-old traveled with the national side for their upcoming games against Liberia and Burkina Faso. However, he has now left the squad due to injury and will not be involved in their two matches. The Moroccan Federation website confirmed on their website that Yahya Jiran will replace Amrabat. However, in good news for United fans, the player's injury is not thought to be a serious one. Manager Walid Regragui has reportedly taken the decision to replace him so he could get back to his full fitness ahead of his Manchester United debut. Manchester United were linked with the Morocco international throughout the summer, but were only able to seal a move on the transfer deadline day. Due to financial fair play regulations, they could only secure his services on loan, but with a purchase option included in the deal. As Amrabat didn't complete registration before midday on Friday, he wasn't part of the squad on Sunday against Arsenal. Amrabat has now picked up an injury, but the good news is the issue is not thought to be serious. On that basis, we could see him in action when the Red Devils host Brighton and Hove Albion after the international break. The talented midfielder is eager to play under Erik Ten Hag, who was his manager at Dutch club Utrecht. Amrabat had interest from several other clubs but only wanted to join United. He promised to give his best for Man United in his first interview. Manchester United midfielder Christian Eriksen grabs hat-trick of assists. Manchester United midfielder Christian Eriksen was in action for Denmark last night in their European Championship 2024 qualifiers against San Marino, and he put in a stellar performance. The Danes secured a 4-0 victory, and the Red Devils star provided 3 assists in a 5-star display. Eriksen's first assist was to Joachim Mahel, and then Man United midfielder took out 5 San Marino players with a sublime piece of skill and pass. The European Championship official X account was impressed, awarding the 31-year-old as the winner of the skill of the day and posting the video On their timeline, Eriksen initially lost his starting berth at Man United to summer signing Mason Mount, but was reinstated after the England international midfielder picked up a knock. The Denmark international has scored once and assisted another in both of his Premier League starts this season, and manager Erik Ten Hag will have to make a big decision to make when the former Chelsea star recovers. Eriksen reminded everyone of his qualities again last night, and Rasmus Hojlund would get to enjoy quality services from him when club football resumes. The Danish striker came off the bench last night with 30 minutes remaining but was unable to get on the score sheet. He finally made his Man United debut against Arsenal last weekend, having been unavailable due to fitness problems since joining from Atalanta in the summer, and will be eager to hit the ground running after the break. Hojlund has been tipped to impress in the Red Devils colours, and not many will be against him to do so, with Eriksen available to constantly create goal-scoring chances. Donny van de Beek could end up staying at Manchester United till next transfer window. Manchester United midfielder Donny van de Beek could stay at Old Trafford until January, according to the Manchester Evening News. The 26-year-old was wanted by Real Sociedad earlier this summer, but the La Liga club decided against signing him. The Middle East could have been a possible destination for Van de Beek, but the transfer market for the Saudi Pro League has already been closed. The only possible exit route left for the Dutchman is Turkey. Their transfer window is open for another week, with Fenerbahce interested in acquiring his services. It will be a failure for Man United if Van de Beek stays at Old Trafford post this summer. He was left out of the Red Devils' 25-man squad for the 23-24 Champions League group stage. This shows he is no longer a part of Erik Ten Hag's plans. Van de Beek switched to the theatre of dreams from Ajax in 2020 in a deal worth around £30 million. He has made only 60 appearances for United as he faced problems with fitness and form. Van de Beek spent time on loan at Everton in the 21-22 season, but failed to impress during his stint at Goodison Park. The arrivals of Mason Mount and Sofyan Amrabat have pushed him further down in the pecking order. The Red Devils will hope that Fenerbahce sign the midfielder either permanently or on a loan. Van de Beek needs an exit to revive a career that has nosedived over the past 3 years. Man United forward Antony facing the axe amid domestic violence allegations. Manchester United forward Antony could be axed from Erik Ten Hag's squad amid allegations of domestic violence made by former partner Gabriela Cavalin, The Athletic reports. Brazilian authorities and the Greater Manchester Police are currently investigating the allegations, which cover incidents that allegedly occurred between June 2022 and May of this year. Antony has repeatedly denied all the allegations, but that meant little to the Brazilian national side, which dropped him from their squad for the World Cup qualifiers against Bolivia and Peru. The situation has led to calls for Man United to suspend Antony, coming just weeks after the club concluded its internal investigation into Mason Greenwood. In a statement released on Wednesday, the club expressed its commitment to taking the matter seriously, but have resisted calls for the Brazilian to be axed. The allegations against Antony first emerged in early June when Cavalin had filed a police report accusing the player of attacking her on 4 occasions. Cavalin claimed that in July 2022, Antony forced her out of a nightclub in Brazil where she suffered a miscarriage, but it did not stop there. She also alleged Antony attacked her in a Manchester hotel room in January 2023 and that he threatened to kill her if he saw her with someone else following her return to Brazil in May. Cavalin formally reported Antony to Greater Manchester Police at the start of September, leading to further inquiries into the case, but he has branded the allegations as false accusations of aggression. If Antony is dropped, Ten Hag may need to settle the beef with Sancho quickly or consider handing Facundo Pellistri a starting role. especially with Amad Diallo also sidelined. Man United urgently need to reverse their on-field fortunes, but the cloud of turmoil looming over the club could prove challenging to dispel and may affect their performances. The Red Devils are set to host the high-flying Brighton and Hove Albion at Old Trafford after the international break. The importance of a positive result cannot be overemphasized with their campaign already in danger. Danish press react to Man United star Rasmus Hojlund performance in international win. Denmark manager Kasper stuck to his word and did not use Rasmus Hojlund for 90 minutes against San Marino. In truth, Denmark did not need Rasmus Hojlund at all, having eased into a 3-0 lead by half-time. The game was over. Hojlund came on in the 58th minute and hit the post. Denmark won 4-0, with Manchester United teammate Christian Eriksen stealing the show with 3 assists. Denmark have a big game upcoming against Finland, who are 2 points above them at the top of their Euro 2024 qualifying group, so they wanted to give striker Hojlund some match action. Rasmus Hojlund's display did not bring a goal for himself, but Denmark didn't really need any. The game was over by the time he came on. He came close, hitting the foot of the post with a low shot from just inside the penalty area. Danish outlet Ball.dk gave him a 5 out of 10, which is good. The outlet wrote, showed himself from his good side when he was replaced on the pitch after 58 minutes, was a power factor in the field, and with his physique created chances for his teammates. Rasmus Hojlund has 6 goals from 7 Euro 2024 qualifiers, including a hat-trick against upcoming opponents Finland. He probably will start. Also, Jonas Wind started against San Marino and he scored once and provided 1 assist, so there is a decision for the manager to make. That game will take place on Sunday, and after that, Hojlund will return to Manchester to prepare for the Premier League game with Brighton the following Saturday. Club feel Manchester United loanee could become best ever player in their history. Manchester United loanee Mason Greenwood has been welcomed with open arms at Spanish side Getafe. As the hours ticked by on transfer deadline day, it looked fairly bleak for Mason Greenwood, an outcast from the Manchester United setup. United announced there was no path back to the first team for Greenwood following a public outcry, and his number 11 shirt has already been reassigned to Rasmus Hojlund. He eventually signed on loan with the Spanish side Getafe, who are swatting aside the controversy and promising Greenwood a fresh start. Mason Greenwood has been unveiled to a lot of fanfare in Spain, and his first training session was attended by thousands of fans, with the player posing for pictures with attendees. While Getafe are not necessarily expecting an immediate impact from a player who has not played since January 2022, hopes are very high, and the club president Angel Torres personally signed off on the deal. Spanish journalist Rai writes for The Athletic. In the club's offices and in the dressing room, Getafe still believes Greenwood will need time to get up to speed physically and settle in Madrid. They do not deny that he could be the best player they have had in their history. Manchester United takeover update, thus close to the sale, adamant the process is still active. Manchester United have seen so much drama in the international break and since the start of the season that the biggest saga at the club has gone somewhat under the radar. That is the takeover saga, which is close to running for 10 months, and yet there is no light at the end of the tunnel. In fact, conflicting reports on the same have contributed to an atmosphere of restlessness and unease as nobody quite reliably knows what will happen. Amidst all this, Ben Jacobs, via Give Me Sport, a regular voice on the story, has shared an update that will be bittersweet for United fans. Jacobs reports that those close to the sale are adamant that the process is still active. He said that no final decision or winner is yet determined. It will come as a relief to fans after the reports that the Glazers might be ready to take United off the market after nobody succeeded in reaching their asking price. However, There is another side to Jacob's story. He added that Glazers are slow decision makers and may not collectively know yet what they want to do. The first point is widely known by the fans and has played a part in United's descent down the ladder on the pitch. As for the second part, there has always been an ilking that Joel and Avram Glazer don't want to let go of the club completely, while the other siblings do. Thirdly, Jacob said that the conflicting media reports are just a game by the Glazers to manufacture competitive tension. He said that the family wants to sell, but only for the right price, and they will take as long as they need to do so. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.